Dear all, welcome to Learn, Unlearn and Relearn, an online program in chemistry. I'm excited to have you in the class and look forward to your contributions in the learning process. I thank God for giving me this opportunity to do something for the cause of education. On completion of this module, you will learn to explain topicity, distinguish between homotopic, enantiotopic, and diastereotopic ligands and phases, develop the skill of solving problems involving topicity. Any concept in chemistry can be divided into a mind map and broken down into smaller concepts. This will enable us to understand the concept in depth and plan our level of preparedness in understanding the concept. Now, if we look into the topic called stereochemistry, it can be classified or it can be divided into several smaller concepts like stereoisomerism, prostereoisomerism, chirality, optical activity, molecular projections, methods of determination, racemization, molecular symmetry, nomenclature, stereoisomerism in molecules, conformations, and dynamic stereochemistry. So, as you look into this mind map, the topic stereochemistry is a big ocean, and our topic of discussion today lies over here, which is topicity. Now, when we say topicity, it is further divided into homotopic, enantiotopic, and diastereotopic, which is further classified into ligands and phases. Topicity. Topos in Greek means place. Earlier part of stereochemistry was concerned on the stereocenter. Now we start to see the relationship between the ligands attached to the stereocenter if the attached ligands are homomorphic in nature. Now, what are homomorphic groups or ligands or atoms? Now, the groups or ligands or atoms which are in isolation, and if they look alike or same or superimposable, mirror images of each other, then they are called as homomorphic groups, ligands or atoms. Homo in Greek means same, morph in Greek means form. In case of atoms, they must be of the same element, for example, 2 hydrogen atoms or 2 bromine atoms. Now, if we isolate these 2 hydrogen atoms from this molecule, and if they are same and superimposable to each other, then they are called homomorphic hydrogen. Now, topicity is defined as the geometrical or stereochemical relationship between homomorphic groups, ligands, atoms, and structure of the molecules. So, topicity is further classified into homotopic and heterotopic. Heterotopic is further classified into enantiotopic and diastereotopic, which is further classified into ligands and phases. Ligands cannot by themselves can be called as homotopic or heterotopic, and in order to use these terminologies, a comparison with other homomorphic ligands or ligands present either in the same molecule or in a different molecule is necessary. Therefore, we are going to use two criteria to decide whether the ligands or groups are equivalent or not. They are substitution criteria and symmetry criteria. Hey, what's this? Two or more ligands are identical when viewed in isolation, but individual replacement of two identical ligands by another give rise to an identical molecule. Then they are called homotopic ligands. So here we are going to apply our substitution addition criteria. Now two ligands are said to be homomorphic ligands if substitution of the first one and the other by different test ligand leads to homomers or identical products. Now let us see how this happens. Now in this molecule we have two hydrogens, one with red, the other one is blue. And these two hydrogens are said to be homotopic. And what we are going to do is, we are going to replace HA with deuterium and HB also with deuterium. And let us see what happens. Wow, we end up with identical product. So, what's the conclusion? The conclusion is HA and HB are homotopic atoms. Let us look into another example in allene where we have two atoms, and if we replace HA with some heteroatom X and HB with some heteroatom X, and we end up with two molecules, and these two molecules are again identical. Therefore, HA and HB are homotopic atoms. Let us take another example where we have three hydrogen atoms, HA, HB and HC, and we are going to replace these three hydrogen atoms with the same fluorine atom, and let us see what happens. We end up with three products, but all these three products are identical. Therefore, all these three atoms are homotopic atoms. Let us take another example where the connectivity of the hydrogens are different. This hydrogen is connected with this carbon, and this hydrogen is connected with this carbon. And when we replace the first hydrogen with deuterium and the second hydrogen also with deuterium, we end up with two products, and we say these two products are identical. And how do you account for it? Just turn the first molecule at 180 degree in a plane. Just turn it and you will end up with this molecule. Therefore, HA and HB are homotopic atoms. Now, let us come back to another area where we need to identify in a molecule about the phases. Two phases of a pi system or a double bond are homotopic if addition to either phase gives the same or identical product. Now if you take this alkene, it has a top phase and a bottom phase, or it can have a front phase and a back phase. Similarly, if we take a carbonyl system, it can have a top phase and a bottom phase, or a front phase and a back phase. And let us take this molecule, acetone, and if we try to perform a substitution reaction where I use sodium borohydride, a reduction process happens and a hydride ion is added to the carbonyl carbon, we end up with identical products. Now when this happens, two products are homomers and acetone is said to have a homotopic phase. Similarly, if we take an ethylene molecule where we can add bromine from the top or bromine from the bottom, and when we do that, we get two products, and these two products are identical, and therefore ethylene has an homotopic phase. As we discussed earlier, apart from the substitution addition criteria, there is also a symmetry criteria that one need to understand in identifying the topicity. For example, if we take two homomorphic ligands and if we consider them as homotopic, it can happen only if they can interchange position by rotation around a CN axis. Now in this case, we have two hydrogen atoms, and if we perform a 180-degree rotation, then we end up with same atoms and the molecule remains unchanged, and therefore they are identical and hence homotopic ligands. Therefore, a specific CN axis should be present in a molecule to identify homotopic ligand. Let us take this allene, and again if we perform a 180-degree rotation, here the two ligands are interchanged and the molecule remains the same, and therefore they are homotopic ligands. Similarly, we can identify a homotopic phase if two phases of pi system is homotopic if they can interchange phase and result in the same structure by rotation around a C2 axis. As we saw in the earlier cases, there was a C2 axis. Similarly, if we take an alkene and if we rotate it by 180 degree, and if we end up with the same molecule, and therefore we can say they are identical and hence they have homotopic phase. And in this molecule also, if this molecule is rotated through 180 degree, and if we end up with the same identical structure, and we say that this particular molecule has an homotopic phase. Another inference one can get in the identification of topicity of molecule is the NMR. NMR is a wonderful tool to identify whether the hydrogen is homotopic or heterotopic in nature. If the hydrogen atoms in a molecule are homotopic, then they are chemically equivalent. Hence, they will resonate at same chemical shift values. Now we can see this particular NMR spectra where we get only a single peak for these two identical protons. Similarly, in this molecule of acetone, where the hydrogens under consideration give only one signal, and hence they are homotopic in nature. Let us summarize. Between homotopic groups and phases, no differentiation is possible either by enzyme or by NMR or by human being because they are homomers or identical. So homotopic groups and phasors, and when we apply substitution or addition criteria, they give rise to homomers or identical structures. As far as symmetry criteria is concerned, there is a proper C2 axis of symmetry, or in general a CN axis of symmetry, and by applying that symmetry element and we end up with identical structures, then we say the groups or ligands or atoms are homotopic. And even in terms of reactivity, no differentiation is possible. Let us move on to the next topic, heterotopic ligands. two or more ligands that are identical when viewed in isolation, but on individual replacement of the two identical ligands by another ligand, and if they give rise to two structurally different molecules, then they are called heterotopic ligand. Now let us take a very simple example and let us draw an unambiguously showing the relative configuration of L1 and L2. So let us draw some structure. Say, let me take this particular molecule. Okay, so let me put a methyl group here, and let me put a ethyl group here. So we are going to check whether these two molecule, these two, excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I have a molecule A. So I do a replacement test to L1 and L2, resulting in molecules say B and C. So what I do here is, let me draw the same molecule here also. So I have HA. You people also can try it. HB. I have a methyl group here. I have an ethyl group here. Okay, so I'm going to do a replacement test. Say I'm going to add some X over here. I'm going to add the same X over here. So I'm going to replace my HA, and here I'm going to replace my HP. So I'm going to end up with products. So my HA is replaced with X. I have my HB over here. And here my HA remains the same. And my HB is replaced with X. I have my same methyl over here. And I have my ethyl over here. So I have my methyl over here, and I have my ethyl over here. Okay, so let me say this is say capital A, and this is capital B. Okay, so let me just now, what about okay, here it is B and C. Okay, let me put it as B and C. So this is B and this is C. Now, are B and C identical or isomeric? Now, obviously B and C are not identical. The B and C are certainly isomeric. If they are identical, then we will call them as, then the L1 and L2 will be homotopic. But since it is isomeric, we have to check whether B and C are constitutional isomers or stereoisomers. We will come back to this concept, constitutional isomer. But let us put a point here that they are stereoisomers because they are non-superimposable mirror image of each other. So if they are constitutional isomer, then A and B are constitutionally heterotopic. And if they are stereoisomers, we have to check whether B and C are enantiomers or diastereomers. Obviously, B and C are enantiomers because they are non-superimposable mirror image of each other. And therefore, they are enantiomers, and therefore your HA and HB are enantiotopic. So heterotypic ligands, when we deal with heterotypic ligands, we need to check for the connectivity. If the connectivity is same, and if we say yes, then we have to understand they are stereochemically heterotopic. And if the connectivity is not same, and if we say no, then we say it is constitutionally heterotopic. And if they are stereochemically heterotopic, then it can be classified into enantiomers and diastereomers. We have to identify whether my molecule is enantiomer or diastereomer. And if it is enantiomer, then the ligands are enantiotopic ligands. And if it is a diastereomer, the ligand is a diastereotopic ligand. Now, what are constitutionally heterotopic ligands? Two or more ligands in a molecule that are identical and on individual replacement by another ligand give rise to two molecules that are constitutional isomers of each other. Then the original two ligands are said to be constitutionally heterotopic ligands, and one has to check. See, in this here we have to check for the connectivity, and again here we say the connectivity is same. No. So here in this molecule the two ligands have different connectivity, and we are going to replace each of these ligand with some X, some atom or group, and we end up with two molecules. And what is the relationship between these two molecules? They are constitutional isomers. Therefore we consider, or we call these two ligands as constitutionally heterotopic ligands. Let us take another example where in this nitrobenzene we have two hydrogens, and if you replace this particular hydrogen with fluorine, and if you are going to replace this particular hydrogen with fluorine, we are going to end up with two different molecules. One is an ortho-substituted nitrobenzene, the other one is a meta-substituted nitrobenzene, and they are constitutional isomers. Therefore, the two hydrogens are constitutionally heterotopic. Now, when we say stereochemically heterotopic, two or more ligands in a molecule are identical, that are identical on individual replacement by another ligand, give rise to two molecules which are enantiomers and non-superimposable mirror image of each other. Then the original two ligands are said to be enantiotopic ligands. On the other hand, if two or more ligands in a molecule that are identical on individual replacement by another ligand give rise to two molecules that are diastereomers or non-superimposable, not mirror image of each other. So they are not mirror image of each other. Then the original two ligands are said to be diastereotopic.